Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Miniverse Make It Mini Lifestyle Series 2, and I'm very excited about this one because I've been waiting a while to do this, but this one is very cool because it comes with not only its own mold to make a planter, but we get to plant plants as well. But the cool part is this is a reusable mold. So not only the other molds were reusable, but some of them come with handles. This one doesn't have a handle, so just think of the possibilities. You can make a clear planter. You can make so many other colored planters because they have so many other resins. The possibilities endless. So I'm very excited. So it comes with this plate here to support it. It comes with sandpaper. We have our ivory resin here. It says clay, which we'll open in a minute. It comes with speckles, so I'm guessing we're gonna put that in there and mix it up so that it looks like marble maybe. I love it. It comes with an offset spatula, golden, love gold. It comes with tongs, gold tongs, and we have our indoor potting mix. We have the little faces to put on top. Wait, oh my gosh, I just realized we're making two of them. Of course we are. Duh. There's two plants. For some reason, my brain was like, I'm making one, but no, we're going to make two. And we have the plants. So let's get started because this may take a little longer than I want. Let's plop this open. And I always like to save these plastic pieces too, just to put it back in after. So you never know. Because if they lay like this for a long time, it might get deformed. And then you never know, it might not work. So, and the cool part about it is, like I said, it's reusable, but they think good because you can put it here, it's going to be flat, and then once you cure it, it's going to be curable from the inside. So that will be helpful because if you don't use the solid resin sometimes, it does not want to stay. So what we'll do is place it in this holder here, plop it in. I might get one too. There's a vase. There's one that is a shell vase. I might get that one. Okay, let's open up our ivory clay here to see what it looks like. Okay, not bad. It's pourable medium, which is what we need. I'm gonna use a toothpick just because it's easier for me cleanup wise. I love those spatulas, but I don't want to have to clean it up. And I'm mixing it real well before I put the stuff in it just to get any pigment that is not mixed. And hold on, I didn't even read it. I think I'm putting all this in here. Let's see, pour it in, mix it up, and we're gonna make two of them and put stickers on and put the things in. Okay. So I think we're gonna pour all this in. It looks like sand. And I think it's heavy. I'm gonna pour most of it in. We'll see how that goes first. I don't want it to overflow. And I don't want it to be too thick. So just keep pouring, or not keep pouring, keep stirring. Make sure we're getting the edges. 1 second. I had an itchy nose. Okay, I'm gonna keep stirring it. The bottom, I don't know if there's a lump in there or something. All right, so I hope these are supposed to be this dark. Let me see. In the picture, where's the picture? They don't look. They do not look this dark. I wonder what is that. Oh, see, it's that's a piece of uncured, maybe something gross. You get that out of there. I told you something was moving around the bottom there. I think it was a piece of the resin on the bottom. Okay, well, these are going to be darker than I think it is. It's the bottom of the jar for some reason must have gotten cured or something before it went in. Weird. 1 minute, let me get this out. I do not want that in my thing. Okay, so I stirred it up enough. We're gonna have to pour two of these, so let's do one. Hold on, let me make sure this is in enough. It looks a little crooked to me. So basically, pour this in. Try to pour at a steady rate. All right, we're gonna have to let it sit for a minute. What does it say on the instructions? Does it say to poke it? Nope, let's just pour it in. All right, come on. It's not wanting to go in. There we go. I'm moving the inside piece so that it's flowing. There we go. It's because I knew it was gonna have a little trouble because it has like mica in it, but just fling it right off. Okay, so pour a little bit more. This is gonna be harder than I thought. Once again, I'm gonna move that out of the way. Let it pour in. It's taking a minute just because the air bubble. I'm gonna move my stick around here. Maybe it's thinner than I'm thinking. It feels like the product, it's getting everywhere. I'm moving my toothpick in here and allowing it to flow down and get the air bubble out of there. It's hard to tell what is air and what is not. But I'm going around with my toothpick, placing the product in there. I'm gonna do a little bit more I'm just going to keep adding slowly. And then I'm going to pause it and give it a few minutes. I want it to be perfect. I don't want to have to sand it. So in this one, I can use my magic lighter once we get to that part. All right, I'm going to take an assessment. Okay, so I can see a big bubble in there. I'm going to push the bubble up, pushing the product around, trying to get the bubble out. See a little bit of bubble. Come on, basically burping it. There we go. Okay, so going around again. So like I said, there's a bubble right there. And take my toothpick. See, this is getting long. So I can go in here and move this bubble around, try to get the product in there and move the bubble up to where it at the top here. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to get the rest of these bubbles out, and I'll show you the unveiling of this one, and then I'll do one more on my own, and we'll come back and we will do the planting because this is going to take a long time. I just don't want to spend forever on it, and I want to get to the good part. All right, so I demolded it here. I think it looks adorable. I mean, it's a planter, or honestly, it's a big cellist cup, whatever you want it to be. But I cured it like this for a minute, and then I took it out of the thing and I cured it upside down for a few minutes. I cured it again. I cured it for like 3 or 4 minutes in there, and then I popped it out, and then I just cured it one more time just to be sure that there's anything that didn't cure properly. But as you see, the bottom's glossy, but the rest is mattified, which is so cool because that means the inside there. Sometimes some things come out glossy, and sometimes some. So whatever they molded it as mattified, it comes out mattified. If they molded it as glossy, it would have come out glossy. It's so cool how that works. All right, so I'm going to quickly pour one more just because I want to save a lot of time. We'll come back and we'll put the decals on and we'll plant the plants. Alrighty, so I cured that one up as well. So this is how I take it out. Kind of easier if you get a hold of each side here and you pull it down and you kind of get the edge out here. You plop it there. And as you can see, it's still a tiny bit glossy in there. So I'm going to give that one more little cure. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I like it. They look like a little like marble effect. I think if you wait long enough, all the pigment starts to float to the bottom. So that's why the bottoms look a little more light in color. But hey, that's okay. So what we're going to do is open our indoor mix here. Where's my scissors? Goodness, I'm knocking everything over. I'm going to cut the edge here, pull it open a bit. I guess a whole bit. Okay, so it should have came with a trowel, but let me get my trowel that I've been using. Okay, so I'll show you what I like to do here. Let's get a whole bunch of dirt. Let's see how much dirt this thing holds. I like to squish it down, squish it in, and this is cool. So look, we'll have so much extra dirt. I do have so much extra dirt from other things, so I could definitely make so many more. The thing is, what would I plant in these? But you know what, I don't know, I could get fake plants. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this here, press it down, and the way I'm going to keep it in there, I'm gonna add a little more of the dirt. I'm gonna use my hand. We'll try to use my hands because doesn't have resin in it, so you can use your hands. So basically what I'm gonna do, hold the plant down and press dirt around it like you would, like you're planting a real plant. But I'll show you how I like to keep it in. I'm not sure, I don't really have many like real physical friends. Come on, I have friends that do Miniverse, so I haven't really gotten to talk to many people about like what they do with their products. Just wants to stick to my trowel. Come on. But I like to adhere them with resin. Just kind of keep pushing it down, pack it in there. And this one it's pushing itself over to the side a little bit, so I'm going to move it over a little bit and push it down over here. That's wanting to cause a lot of trouble because it's sticky. So let's use the back of this, hold the plant, and use whatever tools you can. Look at that. That looks great. Even want to tamp it down a little bit. Okay. And what I like to do before I do the other one, I will show you how I like to keep it in place. I take this matte top coat by Beetles. I bought it on Amazon, and I like to normally put resin in there so that it will stay it'll stay in place. But I was using glossy resin before, and it would cure kind of looking glossy. But if you use this, so we'll do a little dab here, basically dab it all along top of the soil, and because it is just sand and still porous, it will absorb into it. If you like it to look glossy, you can totally do the glossy look. Like it'll make it look like you just watered your plants. But I like it to look like the plant's a little like dry. It's been in there for a bit. So this is what I'll do. And it's gonna keep them in there. They're not gonna pop out at all. So put a bunch in there, move it all around. And right now it looks like it's really wet and saturated, but that's okay. It's gonna hold it in. Just keep moving around. And we are going to let this sit. There's tiny little bubbles that are coming out, which is good. I'm gonna let it sit over here. Move this out of the way so I don't knock it over. Let it sit over here while I do this other one, and the bubbles will pop out, and then we'll cure them at the same time. So I'm going to do this one really fast. We'll come back and I'm gonna cure them, and I'll come back and then we'll do the decals and the finishing look. Alrighty, so I cured those up, and as you see, the resin, the matte top coat, it looks really nice, and they stay in really well. So now I can move this plant around any which way I want to make the hair still style different. Same with this one, and they won't move around and pop out, which is really awesome. So we're gonna put these decals on real quick. I love how decorate your own vase. I just think it's cute how they're like flirty pots. You can make one, look, one can be flirting and one can be like, or one can be like crushing on her and be like, wait, or he like kiss and you're blushing. Let's see, what do they do in the picture? One of them's kissing and one of them's like rolling its eyes. I think we should have it kissing. One's gonna blow a kiss and one's gonna be like a you know what? I'm too good for you. And the way these work, they are like decals. So we're going to, let's see, which place? I think this looks better as the front because the hair looks pretty good right there. So put it right where you kind of want it. Try to lay it flat. And what I'm going to show you how to do is you have to press it really hard for it to stay where you want it to go. So we're going to use our back of our, what do you call it? It's not a spatula. The back of the tweezers, there we go, and rub it really hard. If you think it's good, rub it more, just because it's hard to get it back on after. Okay, so hopefully that worked. Nope, that didn't work at all. I wonder why. I wonder if because it is mattified. Wait a minute. Cut the decals out. Cut the decals out. Is it? They're kind of sticky. I just don't think it wants to stick to this texture. Darn it. What are we going to do? Darn it. We might just have two pots. That makes no sense. Why would they have done it that way if it doesn't work? Usually it sticks pretty well, but I think maybe it sticks to a shiny surface better. Let me try this. Does it want to stick at all? Well, that's annoying. Let me try this one on this one. I think the hair is like that. It's like a little like, this is gonna be perfect if the hair would work. Where is the other piece of paper that it came with it? There was another plastic piece that came with it. I don't know if that has anything to do with this. Let's see. I want it like that. Try to tilt it a little bit. Let's see how this works. It should stick to the paper. It looks like I'm ruining it. Or it should stick to the thing. The vase. I'm really scrubbing it on. I don't know if it's working or not. I think I just ruined it. Am I doing it backwards? There's no way I'm doing it backwards. All right, this is a waste of my time. So it's probably not going to work, but whatever. We have two gorgeous vases with two gorgeous plants. Nope, not going to work. We might have to use them on a different project, but whatever. I still like the plants. I think they're cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be doing a few more, of course. Thank you guys once again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you can, and I will speak with you and see you in the next one.